What's going on, guys? Adam here from AtoZbodyfitness, and today I'm going to do a short video and show you on how to properly execute a deadlift. Okay, so for today's video, I'm just going to show you how to properly do a deadlift because I see way too many people online through actual instructional videos and even people in person performing this wrong, and it can be dangerous because again, you're using your lower back, you're using multiple muscles, okay? You're using your hamstrings, your quads, you're engaging your core, you're engaging your upper back, your mid back, and your lower back in order to perform this properly. And if you don't do it right, or even if you perform with too much weight, you can hurt yourself at the same time. But the first thing and the most important thing is to make sure that you're doing it properly. Now, I'm going to use a broomstick. I'm not actually going to use weight because I just want to focus on the actual exercise and how you perform it properly versus doing it with weight. I don't care about that right now. I want to make sure that I'm showing you how to execute it properly. So I'm just going to get something light to ensure that you can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm showing you the exercise the best possible way. Now, when you do a deadlift, first thing is you want to make sure your feet are positioned properly, okay? So you want them to be roughly around shoulder width apart or even a little bit wider. It can vary for people. Everybody has a little bit of a different comfort zone when it comes to this. I like to keep them a little bit closer, and I like to turn my feet out slightly, just a little bit, okay? And so I'm going to show you from the front and from the side as well. But when you have your feet positioned like this, then what you're going to do is you're going to ensure that your chest is out and your back is going to stay straight, okay? Now, when you're performing the deadlift, when you're performing this exercise, you don't want to lean forward at the waist too much. You want to get just a slight lean at the waist, okay? Nothing too much, because if you lean too far forward, then the bar is taken away from your body where you want it to keep close, because you want to have your center of gravity to help you bring up the weight and bring up the bar when you're performing this exercise. And the other reason why you don't want it to go out far either is because it's going to essentially allow you to round out your back, because the farther weight is away from your body, the harder it is for you to maintain it, right? The farther away your center of gravity is, so it relies more on your shoulders and other muscles to enable to hold the weight, and it gets harder on your body. So you want to keep it close. The other thing to keep in mind is when you're doing it, okay, you want to keep the bar close to your legs, and you want it to basically skid or keep it really close to your shins and up your knees as you're doing it, okay? And again, I'm going to show you this as we're doing it, but to give you an idea what it looks like, you're going to keep your feet positioned shoulder width apart, turn out the feet slightly. You're always going to make sure that your knees are going to go over your toes as you're doing it, just as if you're doing a squat. You want your knees to follow where your toes are, so it gives you a linear direction where your knees should be positioned, okay? So you know you're positioned properly. Your hands are going to be just outside of your thighs. They should roughly be a thumb length away, okay? Just to show you up close, it should roughly be about a thumb length away like this, away from your thigh, just to give you an indication of where they should be positioned. And when you're ready and you're in your stance and you're ready to go and your form is looking good, you're going to keep your chest out, you're going to slightly arch your back, lean forward a bit, keep the bar close to your knees, bring them over the knees like this, and go down, okay? Now when you're here, you don't want to lean forward too much. This tends to happen where people do this and they lean forward way too much, and then when they push up, they use more of the middle part of their back, and then they round out their back and they bring it up like this. You don't want to do that. It's going to cause a lot of tension on your lower back and your mid back as well, amid other areas of your body, and it can cause you to pull your muscle or to do more damage as well. So you want to make sure you're performing this properly. So you want to go down, keep your chest out. So when you go down, you're going to keep pressure on the ball of the foot and the heel, keep your chest up, make sure the knees are lined over the toes, hands are outside like this. Now when you drive up, you want to essentially look upwards or diagonally upwards. Keep your chest out, push through the ball of the foot and the heel, and come up straight like this, okay? So from the side, all right, it essentially looks like this. You're going down, hips are back, okay? You want to essentially keep your chest out and your back arched as much as possible. You do not want to lean forward like this and then push up and bring it up like that, okay? You want to go down in one pace, make sure your knees are over your toes, look diagonally outwards, and then keep your chest out and explode up, okay? Through the balls of the foot and the heel, just like this. Now when you're coming up, the bar, especially if you're doing heavier weight, because you want to keep it close to your body, like I said, is going to essentially skid up, or potentially could skid up your shins, right? And off your knees. So essentially when you're doing this, it's essentially going to happen. If you have lower weight, it's not going to be as bad. Especially if you're starting off, which you should be doing. You shouldn't be doing heavy weight at all. So just keep in mind that that could potentially happen, right? So you want to keep it close, bring it up, and just to show you for good measure again, knees over the toes, go down, arch the back, chest out, look up straight like this, go as low as you can, okay? And then bring it up, push up through the heels and the ball of the foot, and come up straight, okay? You don't want to go like this and bring it up, okay? Terrible form. It's bad for your back. It's going to cause a lot of back tension, and again, could potentially cause you to pull your muscle and a lot of other injuries as well. Now keep in mind, when you're doing this exercise, you're engaging your hamstrings, your quads, your lower back, essentially your posterior chain. Your core is getting engaged, okay? Your traps are getting engaged. A lot of muscles are firing up to help you engage this exercise and to perform it properly. Make sure that you perform this to the best that you can so that you can avoid, again, getting injured. There's a reason why a lot of people get injured when they do this exercise, is because it's very easy to do so, because they get off form, they lean forward too much, or they do too much weight, which causes them to get out of balance and lean forward and basically injure themselves, which is not what we want, right? When people perform this exercise again before, they've like slipped their disc or they've pulled their muscles in their lower back, because their muscles, especially in their lower back, which a lot of the tension is going through when you're moving upwards and standing upwards into the exercise, okay? They're not developed or strong enough to be able to handle the weight that they're proceeding to try and do. So just keep in mind to essentially start low, make sure your form is good, do a weight that you can handle, and progress, create progressive overload over time, and get to a weight that you can handle. There's no race here, just keep your ego at the door. And if you do that, you'll see results over time if you keep creating progressive overload in a safe manner. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Click like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys in the next video.